Ah, isn't that cozy? We're watching snow outside. Actually, it is snowing outside. We're just not watching it from outside. We're watching it on TV so that I can do a seed haul video. Ha ha! Welcome back to Leah's Leaves. Oh, somebody wants to say hi. Hang on. You just had to make an appearance, didn't you? So I've been talking about my SeedvilleUSA order that was like, stranded in outer space for a month. It arrived today. And that just made me go over my seed list and say, okay, I need to tell these people about all the great companies that I found seeds from this year and what I got, how they're going to be used, and I was especially keen to do seed haul videos that weren't just M.I. Gardner and Baker Creek and Haas Tools and Johnny Selected Seeds. Just the main ones. I'm not opposed to those companies. I have shopped from them before, but there are so many good companies out there. I have this is just flowers. I have so many good seed companies here. Dollar Seed from dollarseed.com, where every packet of seeds is $1 and shipping is a flat $3 rate. I have seeds that I've saved. Every brown envelope you see here are seeds from my own past growing. So anyway, but I do want to highlight a few companies today, and we're going to start with the one I've been talking about for ages. This is Heather and Company at SeedvilleUSA, which is an Etsy shop that I found. They're based out of Canton, Ohio. I used to live near Canton. And Heather's very responsive on email. And their prices were fantastic, and their selection was great. And bonus, she sent me, straight off the top, a free packet of seeds. Granted, it's cilantro, of which I already have 10 billion. So somebody else is going to get these. But still, it's a wonderful gesture. Companies don't have to do that, but when they do, it's just a little treat, This is the business card that was sent, SeedvilleUSA.com. Flower and vegetable seeds for all your gardening needs. With a coupon code for future purchases, and their website, facebook.com/SeedvilleUSA. Okay, anyway, they were fantastic. So, here's what I got. I got the free pack, cilantro. I bought some ornamental kale for my front landscaping. I'm excited about these. These are an Ohio heirloom called sheep nose pimento. And yes, in Ohio, that's how they spell pimento. I got some creeping thyme. Believe it or not, that's about 100 seeds in there. That is for my mom's property. My mom bought a wooded area, and part of it was deforested for her septic drip field. So we need to put some light ground cover and things that'll help prevent soil erosion. So we're going to plant some thyme on her hillside along with a butterfly-friendly little wildflower meadow. I got some cress to do microgreens, just as shown in this picture. I have other cress seeds to grow as baby greens, but these ones from this company I'll use in a microgreens tray. I'm excited about this. Beautiful Christmas lima beans. I love lima beans. They're one of my favorite vegetables. And these ones are just pretty, aren't they? Can't wait for that. They're also a tall vining crop. Some limas, like these other limas I'll show you, they're a bush variety. But the Christmas ones are a vining crop, and they can grow up to 10 feet tall. Vates collards. I'm going to grow collards this year to full head. I've never grown collards before, but I like them. So I'm going to give those a try. Oh, this is very exciting to me. Wonderberries. These are sometimes called sunberries or garden huckleberries. They go by many names. Some of these are going on my mom's property, and 2 of them are going in containers on my property. They grow to about between 2 and 3 feet high. Here it says a height of 24 inches, but I've seen them, 3 feet high and 3 feet wide, so I would plan for 3 feet instead of 2 feet. Still, they're compact plants. They're in the nightshade family, so they're related to tomatoes, eggplants, and peppers. And the berries, they are edible when they're ripe, but they're better if you cook them down, sort of like rhubarb. You wouldn't want to eat rhubarb stalks plain, but when they're cooked in with sugar and other things, then they're pretty tasty. So that's my Seedville USA order. That's what I've been waiting for all this time. Next, I'll take you to Seedsavers Exchange. Seedsavers.org. I bought these beautiful Pink Lady Slipper radishes. Just one pack, just to try them out. I like radishes, and I like growing different kinds, and they grow so quickly that I'll dedicate space. If you saw my garden plan video before, you'll see that I have just a whole small section, about 9 inches deep and a foot off the ground and 4 feet wide on 2 beds that will be dedicated solely to radishes, beets, and some lettuces. So I'll have plenty of space to grow radishes this year. I went ahead and invested in seeds for dark opal basil. I'm planting another kind of basil, I'm planting regular sweet basil and lime basil, but I did have a spot in the tomato, okra, corn bed, and it's far enough away that I can plant this basil, and it's not likely to cross. I already had some lavender seeds, but I wasn't experiencing a good germination rate with them early on, so I bought an extra packet. I have a lavender plant, and it's reached the end of its life, and so I've propagated some stems from it, and they're doing okay, but I also wanted to try growing some from seed. I want to pull the parent plant out of the ground and replace it with young, healthy plants and give it a fresh start. I'm super excited about these. Fatali peppers. This is exciting. The hottest pepper we offer from the Central African Republic. 3-inch long golden orange fruits, and with a habanero type and a citrus flavor. I can't wait. And the plant only grows to be 30 inches tall, but it's prolific. Got some carrots, the red cord kind. Those are pretty, and they don't grow super long, which is what I need because I just don't have the ability to till deeper than 7 or 8 inches. So I need short carrots to grow in my garden. And some Chioggia beets, because why not? Beets are something else that I grow a lot of, and I like to try different varieties. While I'm on the subject of beets, I bought one type of beet from one company highlighted by Josh from the Citystead called Row7. I mentioned this in a previous video. They're a company that grows their veg, saves their seeds. They also cook it in a restaurant. So it's like literal farm to table from the rooftop or the backyard straight to the farm. These are Badger Flame beets. And they're from Row7. They're about 100 seeds in the packet. They had other types of plants, but this was the only one I was really interested in. 6 to 7 inch long cylindrical yellow-orange roots. 55 days for small ones, 80 days for mature. The flame-like colors deepen as the season progresses. They even have a recipe on the packet. So that's Row7. That's the only thing I bought from Row7. Next, let's go to Crosman seeds. This was another company that I only discovered because of the Citystead doing some of these wonderful small company seed reviews. And I'm so grateful that he's doing that and just really helping to promote small businesses and, elevate the status of small businesses and help home growers to know that there's more out there. If you're having trouble finding what you're looking for on the big sites that are being overwhelmed, you have a good shot at finding some seeds on these smaller sites. I had no trouble finding things in stock at any of these companies. I got some parsley, climbing triple crop tomato. These are pretty. Sparkler radish. Look how beautiful that is. And I have to say that I thoroughly enjoy this packaging. It's very retro. Here's some cress. slash pepper grass. Some of it will be grown as micros, some will be grown as baby greens. I did get some eggplant seeds. I have bride eggplant seeds. They're an Asian version that are purple and white striped and elongated. Very pretty, that I bought from Asian Garden to Table last year. But I went ahead and got some traditional Black Beauty. This is the type that I grew the last 2 years, but I didn't start them from seed. I just got plants from the local nursery. It's so much cheaper to buy a pack of seeds and start them indoors than to buy plants. And then I got a huge packet of these Ford Hook limas. Are my favorite, but these are a bush variety. Those Christmas ones are a climbing plant. This vine only reaches like 2 feet tall, and the other one reaches 10 feet tall. I also had in from them, let me see if I can find it here. Yep. Baby's breath. This will grow on my mom's property. Just a few here and there. Oh, and then I'm super duper extra excited about this. This is a dwarf daisy. It grows like 10 inches tall. Beautiful border flower called Silver Princess. As opposed to the Alaska Shasta daisy that I got from Everwild Farms that grows to full height. So I'll be able to mingle these in at different heights. So this is Alaska Shasta, and this is Silver Princess. Okay, now I want to introduce you to Everwild Farms. And I'm going to tell you a story about Everwild Farms. First of all, they come in these Mylar packets with they're reclosable. And the packet itself says, where'd it go? The seeds in this gold vault packet will be viable 3 times longer than seeds kept in paper or plastic. Everwild Farms. Their packaging is gorgeous. They have a nice clear photo on the front, but even more important, they have so much information packed on there. And for visual learners, look, they draw everything for you. They tell you when to sow it, how deep to sow it, how far apart to sow it, how much sun it needs, how tall it'll grow, and how many days until it's complete. It shows you the zone map. And then it gives you written instructions on top of that. Can you believe that? All in one packet. So I'll show you what I got, and then I'll tell you my little story about them. Ruby Queen beets. Ruby red onions, which the packet is not here because I already winter sowed those. Walla Walla onions, which I'm winter sowing tomorrow. Early round Dutch cabbage. I needed an early variety that didn't require such a long growing season because our spring is very short and our summer is very long, and they don't thrive. And I will try cabbage both as spring and fall vegetable this year in a bucket as opposed to in ground. Be able to control some of the pest pressure and be able to move it into shade on the, when it's too hot, too cold. But I am confident that this will have more success than other times I've tried before. Here's that Tiny Tim heirloom tomato. I've already growing some of these downstairs. I love them. They're a compact dwarf variety cherry tomato that are perfect for containers or hanging baskets. They only grow like 18 inches tall, 12 even. I've seen them as small as a foot tall, but they produce a lot of fruit. And they also have a very short growing season. So if you're in a northern climate with a short summer, or you're in a small place without land, this is a great option for you. What did she do to you? The cat is inside that box. Well, one of them. Ivy. Here, kitty, 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 kitty. Okay, children. They're kind of acting up because they've been cooped up today. We got some sage, some thyme. Really, Everwild Farms was where I turned for flowers So, again, a lot of flowers going on my mom's property and a few growing here. These are absolutely stunning. Dwarf Plains Coreopsis. And these are a native perennial. I'm going to plant, winter sow these. Oh, I found another Seedsaver. Oh, yeah, that's right. I got a couple of, I got these pansies from Seedsavers Exchange and scented night stock. Look how beautiful that is. That's going to go in my mom's moon garden next to the hot tub she's putting outside her little cabin. How about that? Doesn't that just sound glorious? Okay, back to Everwild Farms. Love in a Mist. Those are beautiful. I haven't seen them like size-wise compared to Bachelor Buttons, but I like Bachelor Buttons and they look a little bit like those, which I'm also growing, but different colors. Poached eggplant. These are beautiful. Have you ever heard of these before? I'm excited about this. They only grow to 9 inches tall. They're an annual, cup-shaped flowers, white with yellow centers, fragrant and native to the United States. I already winter sowed some knee-high sweet peas. Sweet peas are the birth flower for the month of April. My mom and I are both born in April. Aren't those beautiful? Okay, this is fun. There's a third one. You see here they marked store in the fridge. All of these are long, they're woodland perennials. They're very difficult to germinate. In fact, what I'm about to show you, the white trillium, the Virginia bluebells, have to grow those now that we're living in Virginia. And then the jack-in-the-pulpits, which I don't have here because they're downstairs already sown. They get germinated in sand. So you keep the sand moist, you plant them. And right now, I have jack-in-the-pulpits in sand. My sand was outside and it froze like into a solid block this week, so I couldn't use it. I have to wait for it to thaw out before I plant the trillium and the Virginia bluebells, but that'll be okay. But anyway, they go through what's known as double dormancy. They have to go through heating, cooling, heating, cooling. So right now, the jack-in-the-pulpits are in sand on a heating mat for like 3 months. And I keep them moist. They haven't sprouted yet. It'll take weeks for them to sprout, maybe months. It takes a long time for them to germinate. But once they do, then you stick them in the fridge for 3 months and give them a cold snap. And then you bring them back out, and if they've germinated and if they have true leaves by then in their long, slow growing cycle, you can plant them out. If they don't, then you give them another warm period and then let them have one more cool period. So it's an endeavor. It's quite a long investment of time, but once they're planted in the ground, they'll take off. Now these two, the trillium and the bluebells, I have enough seeds of each that I'm going to do them both ways. I'm going to put them in sand and do the same method there. I'm also going to attempt winter sowing them in jugs outdoors and give that a try. And I can even plant, say, 2 or 3 seeds at Mom's property soon and just find out if they eventually all by themselves in nature germinate for her, which they very well likely might. I mean, seeds include everything the plant needs to start growing, right? The last 2 varieties I got, these are also Crosmans. Marigold Dainty Marietta. They look a little bit like the Coreopsis, but they'll be more compact, bushy flower like a traditional marigold, but they're single petal. Aren't they beautiful? And then those will go, by the way, marigolds are fantastic pest deterrent, so they're actually going to go in the corners of my raised beds where all my veggies and herbs are going. And I am super excited about this. Another beautiful border flower. These are compact zinnias, dwarf variety, all-America winner, called Thumbelina zinnia. Aren't those just divine? I saved seeds from my zinnias last year, and they grew, 4 or 5 feet tall. Some of them grew 6 feet tall. Very healthy, very productive, and they bloomed from June till, early November, probably late October. I was still cutting for cut flower arrangements in October for sure. These are the same thing, just dinky. Grows to a height of 6 inches. Aren't they adorable? Perfect for edgings and rockeries. Growing in full sun. So I have the perfect place for them out in the front of my yard, and also on the back side of our church pavilion that just needs a little bit of color and sprucing up. The last that I'm waiting for, I won't show you, but I will talk you through it. Chinese red noodle beans that I'm growing over a cattle panel trellis. Long Rouge Sang carrots. I already have a pack of those from Baker Creek. I bought another one. Orchid cream nasturtium. Just a different type of nasturtium with beautiful, more mellow. A lot of nasturtiums are just like really, really, really bright. These ones were more subdued, and they were very pretty. More peppercress, because we grow a lot of microgreens in my house. Japanese giant red mustard. A few of those will be grown to full head, but some of them will be grown as microgreens or more like baby leaf greens, I'm sure. And then same with the green tatsoi. And then Little Shop of Seeds, you've heard me talk about them before. All their seeds are 55 cents, and they're wonderful. Their customer service is wonderful. So I got some arugula, Detroit dark red beets. I got another packet of their gourmet lettuce mix, which I've already used some of the first order. Some Michihili cabbage, and more radicchio. And then from Park Seeds, I ordered a dwarf variety of gladiolus called Glamini. Those will come in bulbs later in the spring at the right time. And then from seed, I got the Gomfrina, which is Strawberry Fields. That's in the amaranth family, and they're beautiful, poofy cotton balls, or, yeah, they just look like red strawberries on the end of a beautiful plant. They're very pretty. So I wanted to tell you my Everwild farm story. I am thoroughly impressed with this company. I love their packaging. I love that the seeds last a long time. I love that their variety was terrific, especially if you're, I mean, they had some of everything, but their flowers and native perennials, which is particularly what I was looking for. I don't want invasive plants on my mom's native woodlands. I want things that are native to this area, to this country. Those were impressive. The Mylar packets were impressive. The information on the packet is impressive. The layout of the packet is impressive. But here's what else was impressive. The original packet of Trillium and Virginia Bluebells both came, and they on them they had that sticker that said store in the fridge. So that's what I did. I stuck them in an airtight container where I had other seeds that needed to stratify, and just put them in the refrigerator. Well, I pulled them out to do some winter sowing, and like weeks later, after the order had come, and that's when I discovered that the bottom seal on both Mylar packets was unsealed. It was wide open, and there were no seeds inside. They had fallen out ages ago, somewhere, not here. Nowhere here. There weren't loose seeds in the box when it came, or the package when it came. So it had to have happened while it was being, and it wouldn't have happened, inside the United States Postal Service box, because that's what I opened. So it would have had to happen back at their place. So anyway, I shot them an email and explained what was going on, and took a picture of the packets. They had fresh ones for free, no questions asked, no hassle, in the mail to me the next day. They were here just a few days later, and here they are. And they were very friendly and really fast to respond on customer service. So everything about that company has impressed me so far. They made an error, they corrected it. Their packaging is terrific. Their prices were decent. Their variety is spectacular. And so I can recommend them very highly. All these others are kind of new to me, and I'm looking forward to trying them. It's a little bit overwhelming to think that I'm gardening on my own property and adding landscape and more flowers this year, plus planting on my mom's property, plus planting some flowers. This one's not a big deal. It's just I don't want it to end up on the back burner. I want it to get done in a timely way. But I'm planting additional flowers here on the property where I live, but not around my house. I live in a church parsonage, so we're going to beautify a blank wall at the end of our outdoor picnic shelter with some of these flowers as well. It's going to get done. Anyway, that's my seed haul today. If these companies are new to you, visit their websites. I'll put all the links below so that you'll be able to see what we're talking about today. And if any of the varieties interest you and you'd like to know more, shoot me a comment and I'm happy to share what I've found so far. And if you've tried any of these varieties and had success or not, and you want to provide some feedback or some tips for me, since a lot of these I'm growing for the first time, please leave a comment. Thanks for stopping by Leah's Leaves. Like and subscribe. There's more content coming. As always, I'm learning a lot. I'm sharing it here. Come grow with me. And now back to the beautiful winter. Bye.